We've all been there. That moment when we know we should be working, but instead, we find ourselves lost in thought, staring off into the distance. That deadline looms, yet we find ourselves reorganizing our sock drawer, cleaning our room, or doing anything but the task at hand. Procrastination. Often labeled as laziness, it's a far more complex beast. It's not just about avoiding work, it's about avoiding the emotions tied to that work. Procrastination is often a mask, a protective strategy our minds employ to shield us from potential discomfort, judgment, or failure. It's a way to avoid the fear of not meeting expectations. We tell ourselves we work better under pressure, but deep down, fear often pulls the strings. The fear of not being perfect, the fear of not being good enough, fear of not being good enough, fear of judgment, fear of failure. These fears can paralyze us, making even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. Fear of the vulnerability that comes with putting ourselves out there. It's this vulnerability that makes us hesitate, that makes us procrastinate, that makes us wear the mask. But recognizing this mask is the first step to taking it off and facing our fears head-on. Procrastination is deeply intertwined with our sense of self-worth. We link our productivity to our value, believing that our accomplishments define us. This belief can be paralyzing. We strive for perfection, setting unrealistic expectations that become impossible to meet. This fear of not measuring up keeps us stuck, trapped in a cycle of inaction and self-criticism. Fear is a powerful motivator, but it can also be a formidable barrier to action. It grips us tightly, making us second-guess our every move and decision. The more we allow fear to control us, the more it grows, feeding off our insecurities and doubts. When we procrastinate, we often avoid the very tasks that could lead us closer to our goals. Instead of taking that first step, we find distractions to occupy our time, convincing ourselves that we'll get to it later. But later often turns into never. The fear of failure, rejection, or even success can be so overwhelming that we choose inaction as a defense mechanism. We avoid difficult conversations, delay important decisions, and shy away from opportunities that could change our lives for the better. We convince ourselves that we're not ready, not good enough, or that the timing isn't right. These thoughts become a loop in our minds, reinforcing our fears and keeping us stuck in a cycle of inaction and regret. But these are often just fear-based excuses that prevent us from realizing our full potential. Breaking free from the chains of fear requires courage and determination. It means facing our fears head-on and taking small, consistent steps towards our goals. Only then can we truly unlock our potential and live the life we desire. Embracing imperfection. The key to overcoming procrastination lies in understanding and addressing the fears that fuel it. Often, these fears are rooted in a desire for perfection, a belief that anything less than flawless is unacceptable. But this mindset can be paralyzing, preventing us from even starting. We must challenge the notion that our worth is tied to flawless outcomes. Instead, we should focus on the process, on the effort and learning that come with each step we take. It's in these moments of trial and error that true growth happens. It's about embracing imperfection and understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. Each mistake is a lesson, each setback a chance to refine our approach and improve. When we allow ourselves to feel our emotions and recognize and honor the protective role procrastination plays in our lives, we open ourselves up to growth and learning. When we look for the reasons for why we are not motivated to act, it becomes a strength that enables us to connect with others and ourselves on a deeper level. We begin to see setbacks not as defeats, but as opportunities for improvement. Each piece of feedback, each moment of reflection, brings us closer to our goals. Embracing imperfection is about celebrating progress, no matter how small, and recognizing that every step forward is a victory. Finding freedom in action. The antidote to fear, which is an illusion, danger is real, is action. By taking that first step, no matter how small, we chip away at the wall of procrastination. We break free from the self-imposed limitations and begin to build momentum. Each step forward, each task completed, reinforces our belief in ourselves. We start to see that we are capable of more than we thought possible, and the fear begins to lose its grip. The courage to begin. Overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating self-compassion, embracing vulnerability, and finding the courage to begin. It's about recognizing that our worthiness is inherent, not contingent on external achievements. So, take a deep breath, silence that inner critic, and take that first step. You are capable of amazing things. The power of consistency. Once you've taken that courageous first step, the next challenge is to maintain momentum. Consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's about showing up every day, even when motivation wanes. Small, deliberate actions compounded over time lead to remarkable transformations. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Each day is an opportunity to move closer to your dreams, so stay committed, stay focused, and let the power of consistency propel you forward. Your journey has just begun. As we conclude this journey, it's important to acknowledge that every story is unique and ever-evolving. This next chapter represents the unwritten future, the paths yet to be taken, the challenges yet to be faced, and the triumphs yet to be celebrated. It's a reminder that your story is still unfolding, and you have the power to shape it. The chapter starts now, so keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself, and remember that every ending is just a new beginning. The best is yet to come.